if you have the want and the desire and the will, that will outweigh any skill that you're lacking. So want it, decide, and commit.
It's the Health in the Real World podcast. It's time to start the show with Chris Janke as your host. Here to give you everything that you need when it comes to fitness strategies. We keep it simple and easy. It's your roadmap to get healthy. You don't need equipment and you don't need a gym. Just the right strategies to get you fit and trim.
Welcome to the Health in the Real World podcast. I'm here today with Chelsea Donaldson. Chelsea is taking the health and wellness world by storm, having earned a spot at the number 22 top global businesses in an internationally recognized wellness brand, to being featured in Chic Miami magazine, and even sitting on the UNF Taylor Leadership Institute Advisory Board Committee. Chelsea is abolishing everything that you think you know about health and wellness. Her motto is eat better, live better, feel better, and work smarter. I love that motto. Chelsea, how you doing today?
Awesome. Great to see you, Chris. Thank you for having me. I appreciate the invite.
Absolutely. I'm really glad that you made it. I've seen your posts on LinkedIn, and it looks like you have a lot of followers. You have a lot of people really excited about the health and wellness tips that you provide. I wanted to get into kind of a little more personally about what you do, about any health and wellness tips that you have for people. So I'm really excited to have you on the show.
Thank you. Anytime that I can motivate people to find their best self, I'm in. I love it.
Nice. So let's start with this. What is one of the most important things in your mind that somebody can do to get healthy?
Nutrition, 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 without a doubt. I mean, I can't tell you how many people I talk to that they tell me they're not where they want to be because they don't have time to work out or exercise. And, even if you can take, and I always recommend, trying to have 30 minutes each day, but it's that 23 and a half other hours of what are you putting in your body that makes the difference. And I want people to know that if they're intentional about understanding where the nutrition's coming from, how it's being made, what are the ingredients being used, how is it being sourced and manufactured, really knowing what's going in your body, and you can have control of your health, of your physique, how you feel and how you look. So definitely nutrition and becoming educated about what works for you.
Yeah, I like what you said, the 23 and a half other hours. That's one thing that as a personal trainer, I can't even tell you how many times I've had the conversation with other trainers that, oh, Bob's been coming in for 9 months and he hasn't lost a pound. What's going on? He's doing the craziest workouts. Okay, what is Bob eating? And then we start to peel back the layers of the onion and find out that Bob is not eating very healthy, and he might be, kind of able to do the workouts, kind of fake it a little bit, but
This
the
is so
fat's
true.
not coming off, right?
Well,
Yeah.
and you can't out exercise your fork. And,
I like
it's
that.
true what people have said all of our lives. We are what we eat. So, I know for a fact, I see abs are made in the kitchen, not the gym. It's all important, but really getting the right nutrition program is super key.
Yeah, yeah. And it's one of the things I tell my clients is that everybody has a six pack. You just can't see yours. So we're
That's
not
right.
trying to give you a six pack. Your abs don't have to be, super strong in order to get a six pack. You just have to have a pretty low body fat percentage.
Just to reveal it. That's right. If that's the
Yep.
goal. I
Yep.
love it. You get it.
So what do you tell a client? Let's say they've been going for a while, 6 months, and they kind of fall off the wagon. They're like, I'm just tired of tracking everything. I want to just go out with my friends. I want to be able to eat whatever I want. They fell off the wagon. What's your pep talk to them?
Well, first of all, it's okay. That is okay. That's living life, right? And I actually, when I start to coach people on my nutrition program, I encourage them from day one to plan 1 or 2 meals each week and let that be something you want it to be. If you think about it, there's 3 to 5 meals in a day. If you count snacks, that's 30 to 35 meals a week. 1 or 2 of those being what you enjoy, that's going to be living life, and that's going to really help you propel towards your goals. Because what really matters is, what are we doing like 80% of the time consistently on a daily basis? So I encourage people I coach to plan that splurge meal. Don't let it be a surprise. Plan on Thursday or Friday night. Enjoy that meal with the family or your friends. And then the next day, we're back making our healthy choices. We're focused on detoxing and fueling for our goals. And what happiness is for my clients and my folks here is achieving their health goals, but and enjoying the body and how they feel in their skin, but also enjoying things in life that you love. I mean, that's the happiness we're all seeking, right?
Right. I like what you said about planning your kind of, I don't know if you said the word fun, but I interpret it as fun meals.
Yes.
I have 4 kids, and kids' birthday parties are the worst. Pizza, ice cream, cake. That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
So I go into them knowing what's going to happen. I know that I'm probably going to eat some pizza, and that's fine. And, almost every time somebody asks me, they say, what, you're a trainer, and you look pretty fit. Like, why are you eating pizza? And I said, well, because like you said, 80% of the time I'm eating really well. I do like a green smoothie every day. I'm eating like very regimented. And then I give myself permission to go outside the lines with zero guilt. And that's I think the most important thing. No guilt whatsoever. This is living my life and I'm gonna have fun, right?
That's right. And allowing yourself to have that splurge meal or fun meal. I just don't let a splurge meal turn into a splurge month or
Right.
splurge year, you know,
Exactly.
or you
Exactly.
get back onto your program. So it's okay to fall off the wagon. You just want to get back on track.
Get back on track. And it's like, and like you said, if that does turn into a splurge month, then you fell off the wagon and the wagon is way up there and it's very hard to get back on that wagon. It takes some time. I tell people it's a lot easier to stay in shape than it is to get in shape in the first place, right? So if you I like what you said too, it's deliberate. You don't fall off the wagon. Maybe you just step off the wagon. You eat
Yeah.
your pizza and then you step right back on, and it's fun, it's enjoyable. You don't feel like you're deprived of anything, right?
And when you're fueling your body that 80% of the time with all that goodness, the proper protein intake, proper vitamins and supplements for stress support and sleep support, you find out when you have that splurge meal, it doesn't impact you like it once did because you're really fueling your body with the things that are going to help you process that stuff well. And to your point, once you get to your goal, it's a lot easier than people think to stay there.
Yeah. And do you find too, like if 80% of your diet is really healthy, really clean, you're eating the right proteins, like you said, you're eating enough vegetables, that when you do have that slice of pizza or that cake or ice cream, your body your body pretty much tells you like, "Hey, you need to get back on the wagon. This food is disgusting." And it's
You know that feeling?
no, like they don't need you like on the phone, like, hey, you need to start your stuff up again, right? It's like sort of more of an internal thing. Whereas I found people who are living on nothing but junk food, they don't get that feedback because that just seems normal to them. The
That's
bad food is just
right.
normal. Whereas if you're eating really clean food and then you eat something that's not very healthy, your body tells you it's like, this is not okay. I don't feel good right now, right?
You're exactly right. You feel the difference from how you were fueling your body before, and then what that did. And I say to myself, was that worth that 10 minutes? Was it really? But again, when you just like when I sit down for a piece of cheesecake, I only need about 3 or 4 or 5 bites. I
Hmm.
honestly don't need like the whole thing. So I just really encourage people to realize you can have a few bites of this stuff. We just don't want to, how the portions are at restaurants these days, especially here
Yeah,
in the States.
right.
Just be mindful of that, have a little bit, everything in moderation.
One of the one of the things I did right after college, I was about 35 pounds overweight during college. I gained the freshman 35, I guess. But I graduated college and then I started making very small changes and it worked really well. At restaurants, the first thing I did was I got a to-go container and I just put half of it in there. And just doing that alone, like you said, the portions are huge at restaurants. And I think we all have like, what do they call it? Clean plate syndrome. Like you're going to eat what's on your plate because, I'm a goal setter and I achieve my goals. I'm going to eat what's on my plate. Right. So if the plate is half of what it normally is, then it becomes a lot more manageable and you're not overeating. Right.
So true. And I was raised in the South where we were taught to clean our plate and go back for seconds.
Right. Right.
So I've definitely made adjustments, but you've got to enjoy yourself. But just when you start making little decisions a little differently each day, it really adds up to big results for you and your health.
What do you do? So speaking of the South, I know in the South, there's a lot of fried food and generally I think I don't want to make an overgeneralization, but I think generally it's probably the most unhealthy region of the country as far as like traditional food. Um, what do you have any strategies like let's say somebody watching this, let's say their family just eats horribly or their friends just eat horribly. How do you sort of navigate in that environment where everything around you is maybe steering you toward unhealthy? What kinds of things do you do or do you encourage your clients to do with that?
That's such a good question because if you want different, if you want better for yourself, you can have it and you can break the cycle. We were all raised a certain way. We maybe found out that's not really working for us, and we need to be mindful and reach out to experts that are out there, like yourself, myself, and so many others. They are achieving their best health and they're helping others do the very same. And it's key to just break that cycle. I have so many people that come to me and say, oh, being overweight runs in my family, or high blood pressure runs in my family, cholesterol runs in my family. Actually, what runs in the family are your habits you learned as a kid, and maybe are still continuing into adulthood and whatnot. So, you want to find the right plan. But I mean, I've helped people who are in their late 70s release over 70 pounds. So, age is just a number. Anybody that eats food, it's not too late. You can make changes to get yourself to your healthiest self for sure.
Right. I think you made a good distinction there too, because I know that, if you're overweight, your parents are overweight, your siblings are overweight, all your cousins, aunts, and uncles, everybody's overweight in your family. It's easy to think that, oh, those are just my genetics. When truth is, if anybody with any genetics had your lifestyle, they would be overweight. And that's we need to remember that, right? Like all of us that are alive today are like every single human being on the planet is like genetically superior to millions of years ago because we've evolved over this time. Like we're the strong ones, we're the ones that made it, right?
This
So
is true.
there's literally nobody on the planet who like they're supposed to be 100 pounds overweight, right? So and I don't say that because I'm like criticizing overweight people, but it's more like if you have healthy habits, you will just find your weight, right? You might be big boned or whatever, you know, people are bigger than others, but you hit the nail on the head. The habits are the key, and if you focus on the habits, then you will be your ideal weight. You might be a little bigger, a little smaller than your friend, but you'll be at your weight, right?
And yes, and I think it's really key to realize it's okay to tell your family and your friends no, because I'm setting goals for myself. I've decided to get to the 2.0 version of me. I want to be my healthiest self for me and for my family. And, sometimes our loved ones are the toughest ones. When I started my detox lifestyle, I cleanse one day a week because I know I've got to get these toxins out of my body. They're going in daily, and it's just going to be a part of my lifetime healthy routine. But when I first started, I remember my mom or my kids would say, "What do you mean we're not going? We want to go to Mexican, but you're cleansing today?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm cleansing today." I mean, be strong in your commitment. And eventually, within a couple weeks, they were always like, "Oh, mom's cleansing today, so we'll go do that tomorrow."
Right.
And you bring them on, and next thing you know, they're all a part of this lifestyle too. So be the strong one to go first if you have to, and you never know who you're going to inspire.
Right. And that's what it takes too. Like you just put the line in the sand and you said, today is my cleansing day. And that works too. You made it one day. You didn't say, like, I'm going to do a 21-day fast. Like, not very realistic, right? But one day a week, very doable for most people.
Absolutely. And so important for both mental clarity and your physical health. Absolutely.
hmm So, Chelsea, you kind of talked a little bit about your own personal, decisions and doing that cleanse day, but let's get a little deeper into that because I like showcasing my guests and showing that they're real people too, myself included. Because I think sometimes people who are just starting out, they get sort of this expectation that, oh, well, it's easy for you, right? They don't see your struggles and everything you've gone through. So, where do you struggle currently, or where have you struggled in the past? And how have you overcome that?
Well, I definitely remember the days of starting some new fad thing, with maybe it's a diet, which I don't even use the word diet anymore. It's a horrible word. It has the word die in it. I just don't like it. I prefer fueling your body for your goals. But I remember being on those yo-yo diets, and I would last for maybe 2 or 3 weeks, and I was right back into my old habits, right back into my old results. I think I also struggled with just staying motivated. Right? I mean, when you lose the motivation, which is going to happen a few weeks in, that's when discipline needs to kick in, and you get through it. If you fall off the wagon, you get back on it. And I think I used to struggle also with just proper guidance and support and the proper tools in the way of nutrition. All these great choices at the grocery store are there, but they're still made with hormones and antibiotics, with chemicals, pesticides. There's a lot going into our body from these foods at the grocery store and the restaurants that our body wasn't designed for. And it's also missing a lot of the key nutrients our body was designed to receive. So that's where my nutrition system comes in, and it fills in those nutritional gaps. So, now having the proper nutrition tools in my kitchen every day, I've embraced this, and it's a complete lifestyle. So I know that's what I provide the people I work with. And I know that's why we're so successful here is I give them the proper tools so that it gets them their results. I give them the plan and the schedules and make sure that they know exactly what to do. And they're very much supported and guided and motivated. So I think that's key.
That's great. Yeah, excellent. So now, Chelsea, if we went more big picture, I really like this question because it sort of shows what drives you. So bigger than health and fitness and wellness, more like lifestyle and goal setting and things like that, meaning of life type stuff. If you were hired by a corporation or let's say like a university to give a motivational speech, let's say we'll give an abbreviated. What is your 1 to 2 minute motivational speech for those participants?
Oh, that's such a good question. I am so inspired by getting motivated. I'm the kind of personality I want to be the best I can be, and I want to see other people doing that too. So there's one thing you got to have. You need to have the want, the desire. If you have the want and the desire and the will, that will outweigh any skill that you're lacking. So want it, decide and commit. I don't care if it's success in your professional life, or if it's better health and fitness. Like, you've got to want it. We can't put the want in anybody, can we? They've got to want it from within. So I just encourage people, want to be your best, want to get to that 2.0 version of yourself, and seek out the intentional tools that are going to get you to that place. So I'm just very much focused on greatness in every area. I don't prefer being mediocre, if you will. So just you're gonna want to change and know where to get that change.
Nice. That's absolutely true. I tell my clients, there's no way this is going to work if I want this more than you do. It's just not going to work. Right.
That's right. That's so true.
Very true. Got to have that fire within. Well, Chelsea, this has been a great interview. I want to give people a chance to find you online. What's your website, your social media? How do people get in touch with you?
Absolutely. I'm on LinkedIn. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram, all as Chelsea M. Donaldson. And you can reach out to me through my email, which is chelsea@pivotalsolutionsllc.net. I'm happy to help you guys. I'm always taking on new folks and helping them crush their health goals. So let's do it.
Nice. So that Chelsea M. Donaldson, are there dots in between there? Or is it just straight one
No,
word?
you can find me on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook as Chelsea M. Donaldson. You'll see my photo there. And yes, would love to schedule a call with you and really go over your goals, how you struggle and how you want to improve, and we'll craft your plan for you.
Awesome. Well, Chelsea Donaldson, thank you so much for joining me today on Health in the Real World. I appreciate it.
It's a pleasure, Chris. All right. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to the Health in the Real World show. Make sure to like and subscribe and comment down below. Visit mycorebalance.com to learn more.